Yeah, baby.
Wendy? Oh, hey, everybody. Hey, Jim. You know, it's occurred to me that a few other folks besides Jim have been watching some of these videos. So when I do stuff that has a certain level of danger involved, I suddenly feel a little bit of a magnified level of responsibility. So I'm going to try to be a little more serious today because it involves danger.
They're predatory.
I had you at danger, didn't I? So today I'm going to show you how to rip the seats out of this beautiful Z4. And it's not like it used to be where you could just rip out the seats.
Comfy? No. All right. Let's just move the seat back a little. Second thought, let's just rip the front seats out, sit in the back.
Nope. Now you have to contend with dangerous stuff contained within a system called the secondary restraint system. And that's what makes this kind of thing scary. When you go to yank the seats out of a car like this, anything past, I think, around the 90s is going to have a secondary restraint system. And what that is that's this, the airbags. And then even if, like the seats on the car, even if they don't have airbags built in, there's probably going to be some sort of a pretensioner or some sort of thing like that on the seat belts. And so you don't want to just randomly, willy-nilly unplug that stuff. So because I want to pull the seats out of this car, I got to think about what I'm doing here and pre-loosen. And what I have to do is I have to move the seats forward and backwards and remove all of the fasteners that hold the seats down while everything is still hooked up electrically. And then once all of the hardware is out and I'm not going to need to move the seats around anymore, then I have to go back into the trunk and I have to disconnect the battery. And because I'm going to be unhooking the secondary restraint system, I have to unhook the battery from both sides. Usually you can get away with just unhooking the negative side for most stuff, but for a secondary restraint system, it's better to be safe than sorry. So these things, they're explosives.
And light a flare, light the gas, and walk away.
So we're not going to screw around with it. Instead of just unhooking the negative side, I'm going to unhook the negative and the positive side. And I'm going to make sure that they're isolated away from the battery so there's no way that those cables can slip out while I'm working on the car and accidentally make new contact with the battery posts or anything like that. Be very careful with this stuff. Remember, these things are explosive. After you disconnect the battery, you should let it sit for half an hour or even an hour before you end up actually disconnecting anything. So you want to be sure that you have everything done that you'll have to have done as far as moving the seats around. So I've got it moved all the way back, and let me show you where the front of the attachment points are. Okay, you don't want to bother vacuuming your carpet because you're going to clean all this carpet once you pull the seats out. So why do it twice? That's my theory. Underneath my thumb here, that's one of the first fasteners. And then over here, there's one here. And when you first look at them, they look like, what the heck kind of deal is that? But if you pull the top off, it's just a plastic cap. Oh, there we go. A nut. So you just need to pull these plastic caps off. And then I like to put all my parts in these little Tupperware containers, so they're pretty easy to keep track of. Everything kind of stays together. You don't end up losing stuff. These nuts are 16 millimeters, and they're probably going to be a little bit tight. Ugh, there we go. And then I'm going to take this one off, the second one, and then I'm going to take off both of the front ones off of the passenger seat. And then I'm going to move the seats as far forward as they will go. This is the rear, and you can see right there. Oh, that's the bolt we have to pull. And over here, it is this one right here. And those are both also 16s. They're going to be pretty tight as well. Okay, well, I've got all of the fasteners off of the seats. I've got them recentered. And I'm pretty sure that that's all I have to do electrically wise before pulling the seats out. So next, it's going to be disconnecting the battery. Yeah. Once upon a time, you need to look at this battery, and the order you should disconnect in is you should disconnect the negative side first, and then the positive side. So I'm going to unhook those. Picture it upside down. Well, I've got the negative side disconnected and isolated with this envelope. So now I have disconnected the positive side, isolated it from the post, so there's no way that they can touch and reconnect. Got these seats all undone, so we can give them a push and a pull to make sure that they're unbolted, ready to go. So the only thing that we have left to do is to disconnect the plug with the electrical, but we want to wait a little while since we just disconnected the battery. So the next thing we should do is disconnect the seat belt where it goes onto the seat here. Let me show you how to do that real quick. First thing you have to do is we need to take the headrest off. So there's a little button right here you have to push that allows you to raise the headrest completely off. Then on the inside you see a little torque screw here. You have to take that out in order to release the seat belt. So I have removed the torque screw from here. It was a T15. And then with that out, it gives me a little flex. So with that little bit of flex, I can slip the seat belt off of the seat. So now when I pull the seat out, the seat belt won't be in the way. And you have to do that, of course, on both sides. All right, well, the last thing here, before we actually remove the seat, is going to be to disconnect this plug here. And so you'll see this yellow plug right here. That's the one. And over on the end here, I'm touching it with the awl, there's a little black slide that you have to pull out. Yeah. Sorry about my wrist. Okay, there we go. So you can see now it's pulled out, and it comes out a long ways, like almost an inch maybe. But once that's out, plug comes right out, no problem. And now the seat will lift right out. Oopsie, forgot one. There's actually a bolt right here that goes in from the back side that is also a 16 millimeter, but you have to undo that one to release the bottom of the seat belt. This one was also very tight. Now the seat should come out. And that is how you take the seats out of a Z4. Hey, thanks for watching. I'll be doing much more work on this in the next few days.